Alright, I am gonna kind of give you an update on what's going on, because we've been kind of doing things, just trying to get things ready and whatnot, and it's not really stuff that's like, it's kind of boring stuff, but we still like to let people know like where we're at and how we're doing. We had gotten all this opened up. We ain't got it all opened up yet. Eventually we will. But finally got my fence done up over there on that side. Got my post in and all that. So everything from basically down there to over to this is set and permanent. I still have some cheap just throw up fence sitting there for now until we can get around and get around and afford to putting the rest up, which our priorities are set not on the animals right now. Animals have plenty of room to feed on and room around, because they have all this up here and then they have all of that down there. It's about, I'd say it's probably about what they had where we lived before, but it's one of them things where once we get the pasture opened up more, it'll be more exciting, because we'll be able to start adding a little more to our to our livestock. But yeah, I have been spreading the old straw all over the ground, trying to get it spread out. It'll kind of help put nutrients back in the ground, kind of help reseed and help new stuff grow. And been adding animals here and there. We've got chickens. They're roaming around here somewhere, but we've got these ones in here that are doing good. So these ones are ones we've incubated ourselves, and we plan on doing it some more. We're incubating some more. We're incubating guineas and a couple geese right now. This one's interested in eating my finger. But then we have incubated. We have got some little ducks and some more chickens. So we're doing pretty good there. We had a dozen ducks, and I think we got, how many was there? 5 or 6? There's 6. So we got 6 out of the dozen. I don't think there was any more that was going to hatch. We had waited a little longer than normal, and there wasn't much movement. So the ducks, I'm sure people would be like, why do you get ducks? Well, we got ducks. I mean, ducks are fun. But we're trying to establish an area which would just kind of be like a fountain area, whatever, like up here. So we had bought some river rock and some bigger river rock, and we're gonna kind of set up a whole pond deal up here, probably with some flowers or something, kind of make this look nice. And it's right out in front of our house. We're looking for a bigger pond to put in here, and we're doing some research, and we have originally put this pipe in the ground to do a drain, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this up, because I'm not really caring too much for the drain, because this water we will use to put on our garden. It'll be kind of like liquid fertilizer. Ducks get in it, they poop in it, they do all kinds of things in it. So we'll pull it out and we'll use it to spread on our gardens for good fertilizer, and basically everything that you can utilize about everything that you do. You just have to look it up and see what all things you can do with it. But like our bedding, so our bedding, instead of, you know, just throwing it in the garbage or throwing it somewhere and letting it go to waste, we have a raised bed here. That's just a weed, and I keep dumping all the bedding, the shavings and stuff in here, and eventually we'll turn this into a raised bed and get that established. Eventually, as we do have these little garden plots, we're kind of trying to outline. We'll get them more established later on. We'll probably, and we did it in a weird spot. So as you can tell, we're in the trees. So all of this is in the trees, and we are trying to see, because everything in the trees, you know, all the leaves and stuff that fall go into the dirt. Well, around here it's sand, but everything that's here, you can tell it's black sand because there's a lot of nutrients in this sand. And like right now, we have, these are potatoes, and potatoes do really well in sand because the sand doesn't compact as hard, and it lets it spread, you know, the potatoes spread out. We'll be excited to see how all that works, because down in this area, there's a lot of potatoes that are grown in this area, and apparently they're all grown for Lay's potato chips. The places that I go, because I work on their equipment, places I go out to, they had told us that they have like a contract with Lay's Potato or whatever, I guess. But they yep. I'm losing my train of thought here. But they go, or they do a bunch of potatoes, and there's a lot of potatoes grown out here. There's actually a lot of stuff grown out here that isn't grown in a lot of other areas, just because of the sand. Not only that, we're in a low spot, and the aquifer is not that far down. I think it's like, what'd they say, like 20 feet down. So we can put a sand point in and have a well anywhere out here and just draw water right out of it, which is really nice. Kind of one of the reasons why we moved out here is water, because water is very important. But we trying to get everything established as fast as we can. That way we are set up, like, because, you know, stuff takes time, and we need to be able to get it established sooner than later. That way, you know, 5 years from now, we'll be pretty well set on most things out here. So in doing that, I know I'm just rambling on, whatever. Just kind of telling you guys what we're doing, how we're doing it. So I had mowed all this down. This would be like the back side of the pasture, so it goes all the way up there. But back side of the pasture, it'll come basically right down through here. And I would love to utilize all of this for pasture, but I would do that, and it would be just fine. The only thing is like the boys, they want a dirt bike track, And you know, I kind of want a place to ride around, and we're gonna set it up so we can, you know, like the girls, if they want to, they can ride the side-by-side around, and you know, we'll have a place that we can ride dirt bikes and whatever. I don't know how much of a track it's gonna be, because this is sand, and sand doesn't pack very well. But I have some ideas on how to maybe make some jumps and stuff. I'll have to figure that out, because I'm not really sure. But to do so, this all out here looked like that over there with trees growing up through it and whatnot. So one of my neighbors was generous enough. He had an old junky, it was a finish mower, and he goes, yeah, he goes, I haven't used that in a few years. He goes, I got a brush mower. He goes, I don't even use that finish mower anymore. And he said, if you can use it, take it. So I brought it home, and I got it all lubed up and freed up, and I put some different blades on it, and hooked it up to the tractor, because, you know, now I have a 3-point on the tractor. But brought it out here, and just an old junky mower. It's actually sitting over here. But got it for free, and of course the blades I put on it I got for free. So I really haven't put any money into it, other than maybe a little bit of grease. But this is it. Just an old, I mean, it's not very big, but gets the job done. I don't have to be out here on my lawnmower, tearing up my lawnmower, whatnot. And of course we got our other stuff stored out here right at the moment. We are moving things out of the way, trying to figure out where we want things to sit. Because like this, we got the kids' pool up out here, and we're like, oh, you know, maybe we'll have a pool and everything. So ideally we would have a concrete pad here, or something of the sorts, probably a concrete pad. It'll have a deck on it. It'll have, you know, she wants a hot tub, so I guess we'll see how that works. But we want to put a pool on it. And the best way to do it was out here, because there's not many trees, and we don't want to go out in the pasture with it. We don't want to be out with the animals. But this would be ideal, because it's kind of open in the open. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be crap falling in it anyway. Doesn't matter. But and then like that tree will come down, because it's dead and it's going to become firewood. There's quite a few trees that I need to get to. I mean, you can kind of see, well, maybe there's some dead trees in there that need cut out. There's a lot that needs cut out, but in doing so, we'll be getting firewood for our wood stove eventually, when we get our wood stove in. But at least I can start cutting. Well, I can't even do that right now, but I can start cutting down trees, getting things trimmed up, looking nice, and getting it stored away, because that'll be the other thing. I'd rather leave that tree standing and up there. That way the wood's not rotting as fast. But eventually too, I got to build the lean-to off the side of the shipping container and get that all done, so that way I have somewhere to store wood, I have somewhere to store hay, somewhere that the animals can go into. I might even use it to store my tractor for a little bit of time. But the other thing is, there's the chickens. So they're already getting used to the shed being their home, because we moved them up here. We were using this down there, and we thought, no, better bring them up here, so they're up here near the shed, so that way they know that this is their shelter. So we're gonna use, or take everything out of here, and we have been busy clearing this out. So I don't know if most people would remember, the shipping container was chock full top to bottom, and there was a little path that went straight through here. Yeah, chickens like to come in here and eat all the food that we drop on the floor. But a lot of it is up there. Now, a lot of it we either got rid of, we donated, or I mean, I guess you'd say donated, because we put it out by the curb and just said, hey, you know, free stuff, and people came and got it. As long as it can help somebody else, I mean, that's great. But that's kind of what we're doing under the radar for now, because we're just trying to get things established. Anyway, trying to get things established because we are getting all our animals in. We need to get our wash shed moved. And we're trying to get all this done before this next winter, which would be ideal, as long as I can stay on it. But so doing things like, I had to put the or get the loader back operational on the tractor again, so I got that all hooked up, because we are working on getting our building up, and I haven't been working on it quite as fast as I want to be, but today hopefully I'll be knocking some of that out. Today for me, I don't know if this video will go in today's video or with me in the building. That might be a separate video, but we've got all our poles up except for the 3 in the front. We're waiting on those just because, and I'll get those moved off to the side, but just because I need to bring in my trusses and then start setting them up here. But I got to get the outside purlins on first. Purlins, boards, I don't know, they're boards, but there's certain things I got to do and check and make sure that I'm square up here, I'm square down here, I'm level, you know, things like that. But slowly going, and you know, we didn't come out here to just be stressed out. And I mean, I know Bug would probably say, you stress about everything. Well, I don't stress about, I just want to get things done. I'm somebody that really can't sit and not do anything. I guess I have a hard time relaxing sometimes, because I'm just too like, man, I could be doing something. But there's days I do. Alright, apparently I got cut off there. But anyway, we're just trying to do things little by little, working on stuff. And like I said, we're talking about, you know, not stressing about things, because you know, we're trying to enjoy our time with our kids, and spending time with our kids is more important. And just taking things slow. And we're, you know, we talked about well, where it cut me off was, I was talking about how I can't sit for a long period of time. I'm just one that I can't just sit and relax, I guess you'd say. But I know that's a good thing and a bad thing. I do relax, and I was saying on Sundays we relax because we try not to do any physical, you know, hard labor. Obviously there's things that we're gonna have to take care of, like taking care of animals, doing our chores, stuff like that. We're trying to spend more time, like Sundays, with our, you know, as our family together. You know, go to church, take time to either like go to the park or do fun stuff. So like this last weekend we took the kids to see Wildcrats live, which we thought, well, you know, this might be a little cheesy, but it's actually pretty good. Because they, you know, had the kids all riled up and the whole theater was going wild, and that was pretty cool. But yeah, that's kind of my time to relax when I can. I do relax when I can. Bug gets on me about it sometimes, but that's just how it's gonna go. When you want to live a lifestyle like this, where you're constantly building things, fixing things. That was a big bird. I don't know what that was. But especially like out here, when we're taking raw land that hasn't been touched in many, many years, and trying to set it up for a homestead and trying to get everything the way you want it takes time, takes a lot of work, and not complaining. This is what we wanted. This is what we want for our kids, because a lot of kids nowadays are falling very short of what hard, you know, physical manual labor is. And I don't want my kids to think that, you know, everything just gets handed to them and everything's just, you know, do whatever you want. You can get a loan, you can buy whatever you want, as long as you know, you have good credit and all that stuff. You know, none of that all matters. Money doesn't matter. Ain't no reason you. And I know today's life of money and whatever. You have to, I mean, do what you got to do. Sometimes you got to borrow money, whatever. But it's just money. And I think people, I know people are more dependent on money than anything in the whole entire world, because that's what the world wants you to think. That money is most important. And it's not. Most important thing is you know, Jesus said it well in 2 commandments. He says, you know, love your Father in heaven and love thy neighbors. You know, you know, Jesus comes first, your family comes second, and then after that, everybody else. Because, you know, in doing those things, life tends to get a little easier as you go along. You don't worry about certain things. You just kind of go with the flow. And things like this, which I have a cat climbing up right now, where I knew this tree was going to fall one day. The other one, I don't know how that side's going to go, but let's just pray that it stays up there for a little while longer, because my camper's right there. It's not going anywhere. Look at them. He said, look at this thing. They put this here so we can climb it. These cats are funny. What you doing, Butter? Huh? You gonna fall off, or are you messing around? What are you doing? She's all the way up there. So this tree is just being held up by this limb over here on this tree. And yeah, I mean, it could break off and fall, but our kids know not to be over here messing around. And that was the other thing. I'd love to go up there and cut it down and chop it all up and use it for firewood, but it's kind of hard right now. I don't have a chainsaw. I had a couple steals. The one, it just plumb done wore out, and it was an old chainsaw, and it was getting to the point where the bar was needing replaced. But that wasn't my worry, because I can get a new bar, a new chain, and all that stuff for it. My worry is that the housing to it was getting really bad, and to be able to put my time and effort into fix it, because even the pull rope and all that, I mean, everything was shot on it. And I was having it bolted together with not the right things, just trying to keep it going, and it just fell apart. But it is what it is. The other ones I got for free and got my use out of them. Got a lot of good use out of them. They just crapped out. One of them, I was running it and it burned up. It said it was done. It was wore out. I don't know how old those chainsaws were, but they were pretty old. I took pretty good care of them, you know, as far as when I had them. I know the one chainsaw got taken care of. It was, it used to be my parents' chainsaw, and I mean, I don't know how old it was, but it's been around for a while. But it just done plumb wore out, and it's falling apart, and I just had to get rid of them, and now I'm down to no chainsaws, kind of. I got one chainsaw in there that is a potential to work. I'm not really sure if it's gonna work or not. I tried to get it to run just on some starting fluid, just to see if I can get it to fire off, because it's one of them things. It's like, I don't know if I want to put my time and effort into a chainsaw that I'm not going to keep around. And even when I pull the pull rope, it doesn't feel good. So I don't know. But anyway, I know this video is just a lot of me rambling on, but just trying to give everybody an update on things. If anybody wants to know anything, just ask questions. We'll tell you, we'll show you, we'll whatever. But we decided to come out here. Not only that, like I've said in some other videos, we want to be able to leave some inheritance to our children. So Bug and I are at the point where we are going to establish as much as possible while we're here, meaning while we're here on Earth. But while we're here, at least establish and make it so that way when we're gone, our kids have something to fall back on, and not something that is controlled by the government. I know a lot of people are like, well, what's wrong with the government? Well, if you look into it, there's a lot wrong with the government. There's a lot wrong with society. There's a lot wrong with the day-to-day crap. If you want to get into all that, do your research. But we've done plenty of our research, and this is the reason why we came out here. We wanted to become closer to God and nature and what God intended for us. And you also got to look at things too, with like a grain of salt. You just kind of judge it off your best judgment. If you're going to let something bother you and stress you out, probably should look at it in a different light, because you know, one of the biggest killers is stress, you know. And a lot of people are like, well, what you're doing is stressful. Well, yeah, it can be at times, but I also a lot of the times have to turn around and tell myself, hey, look, just stop stressing about it. It's not that important. And we had a family friend pass away, and he, good guy, and his daughter had went up and talked, and she was talking about how, you know, he used to be that fiery, you know, get mad, and but she said the one way it would help, he would help himself kind of get over it, was, she said he would kind of dance around and sing this song, like, you know, it doesn't matter, like, you know, it just doesn't matter, because in reality it doesn't matter. Nothing in this world matters. God matters, and taking care of your family and taking care of your kid. I mean, your kids the most, because they're the ones going to grow up, and they're the ones that you need to lead by example. And, you know, a lot of the times I do, you know, we all do. We fall short of trying to lead by example, and you know, you wonder, like, oh dang, did I screw up? Well, you know, you're gonna screw up, but the only thing you can do is just keep pushing on and try to do what's right and keep guiding them in the right direction. But like I said, I know I'm rambling on about stuff. Just trying to give you an update of things and give some little tidbits that I think is important. But if you think this lifestyle is not for you, that's fine. But if you're sitting there thinking, man, I wish I could be there with doing what they're doing, you know, we moved out here into a 25-foot camper when we first moved out here, lived in that for 6 months, and to tell you the truth, don't know how we did it, but I know it had to do a lot with faith and love. Yeah, there was a little bit of tough love, but hey, it was all in love. And you know, you just work through it and you do what you got to do. And you know, a lot of people do it every day. They have hard times, and they don't put themselves down. They just look at the bright side and keep on going, because there's no other side other than the bright side. You know, if you put yourself in darkness, that's all you're going to see is dark. You got to bring light to it. But like I say, you know, if you want to do something like this, just do it. Figure out what you can do. It's scary. As I can tell you one thing, I was terrified when I come out here. I didn't know what I was going to expect. Now, after doing this, I think I could accomplish anything, even though I probably can't, but you know, that's how I feel. But anyway, enough of me rambling on. I'm sure everybody's probably like, yeah, he's just talking, rambling, blah, 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 whatever. But hey, you know, I like to talk. It's a good thing. Talking to people, it's a good thing. You know, don't be the kind of person that sits over in the corner and minds their own business. Sometimes you got to do that, though. But no, talking's good. Talking to people's good for you. Just do it more often, not just to your spouse, like Bug. Seems like all she wants to do is talk to me. I'm just kidding. No, she's good. She's good. She's all. I mean, she talks to plenty of people. Heck, I think she talks to more people than I do most times. But anyway, enough of me rambling on. That's kind of what we got going on. And you'll be seeing more of us putting up our building. That's hopefully what I'm going to get working on too today. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a comment. If you want to hear less of me talking, go ahead and comment. Stop talking. So then I'll stop talking. I'll stop telling you what we're doing. But anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. God bless you.